Good morning.
Good morning.
The other night we did a free webinar, and as always there's a number of questions that we didn't get to before the 90 minutes was up, and one of the questions was from a new person. They weren't in level 1 or 2 or 3, and they were asking, they had heard you say the phrase, the answer lies where the question is asked.
It said that.
You said that, yes. And so they were asking, well, what does that mean?
Okay. So when you get quiet, when you begin to pay attention, you have situations where you just know things. You know, you ask a question of yourself, how does that work? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I know how to do that. So one of the things about present time and about being quiet and being aware of being aware. So all these pieces go together. Mm-hmm. But when you get to that particular place of being quiet and you're observing, you all of a sudden begin to see and are aware of and know things that you don't know when you're in past and future and moving back and forth. So the answer lies where the question is asked. In my reality, and listen to the archangelics talk about how consciousness functions, is how it works. Meaning, right where you ask a question, your answer is given to you.
Here's an example. So a few weeks ago, I'm working on some source coding on the website, and I'm kind of struggling with it. It's not working, and I'm starting to get like irritated or impatient because I needed to get this thing done, and I kept figuring it out, working on figuring it out. And so I finally gave up. I finally surrendered, and the next day, that morning, I'm in a great space. I put on my headset, I'm listening to music, and I'm singing along with it. And I'm in a neutral, happy place. And I figure, okay, I'll try this again. Almost instantly, the answer was right there.
Didn't even work at it.
Didn't even work at it. And the key for me was that I had previously been figuring and working,
trying,
really efforting, and it wasn't working. And as soon as I got out of that efforting, and I was in a happy, neutral, singing along with the music space, boom, it was just there.
Yeah. So you're happy, you're present,
neutral.
You're neutral, you're engaged with yourself, and the awareness caught your attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really that simple. But how often do we say simple is not necessarily easy?
Well, and the cultural habit is to work at it. I have a problem, I have a question, I have to go look for the answer.
Well, the look for the answer is how we've been taught. You know, they have my answer. I have to go to them to be told I'm okay, that's acceptable, I can do this, is it all right with you? And so our whole cultural upbringing, and it's almost kind of the game behind the game, is to keep you detached, keep you scattered, keep you dysfunctional in a lot of ways, keep you unable to simply recognize your own power, recognize you have all the permission you need to answer the question yourself. And when you see, this is the whole core of mastering alchemy, is so if you can get quiet and you can begin to build this platform of well-being, a platform that says, I'm capable, I'm certain, I'm happy, I can make a decision, I can discern. All those words are vibrational alignments of energy that are really very much right in the heart. They're part of that internal guidance system. So when you hold those type of words, there's a confidence, there's a sense of seniority, this is who I am. There's a sense of kind of security in I'm able to navigate on my own terms. Mm-hmm. But think about that. If the world had all of that available to it, how would you control it?
Right.
Those in power say.
Yeah.
And it's just not so much those in power as in a conspiracy. It's really this is how, the mom, dad, teacher, minister, being kind, have evolved. And
well, and think about how we were raised in the school system.
sure.
You know, you sit in this desk for these many hours. You get up and you stand in a line. You do it this way, because if you don't stand in the line, I can't control you.
Exactly.
There's chaos in the classroom.
Exactly. And you even go back further to, families in the 1800s, 1700s had to have 6, 10, 12 kids kind of thing in order to do all the work to feed and maintain the family. So the orderliness and the have to, and you didn't have room to be an individual thinker.
Right.
That's evolved to this point. And there's actually, when you look at this, we talk about this, that external world doesn't look real promising in a lot of ways. But underneath it, you begin to look at some of the things that they're doing in education, and it's about cooperation and co-creation and joint team development, and there is no insult, there is no...
And it's thinking skills.
And thinking skills. And in that process, the excitement is, I can figure it out.
Yep.
Not sit here and listen to the teacher tell you what the truth is. So when you start putting all that together, the answer lies where the question is asked, begins to be really a fundamental shift in where the society will go in the next 30, 40, 50 years. You look at the external world, and that's hard to believe, but the underlying shift in all of these waves of light that are coming in are very much about these new kids. They're wired so differently. And then the educational system in so many places, surprisingly and excitingly, Pakistan, Indonesia, India, Africa, the educational system is not the educational system we went through. There's aspects of it, but in a lot of those schools, they're beginning to teach this whole concept of co-creation, and you can think for yourself. And so the answer lies where the question is asked, becomes both very threatening to a society that's dependent on authoritarianism,
Yes.
and control.
Yeah.
And so, again, this is why you're watching as these waves and this transition comes about. There's a lot of people digging in their heels for what has been because they're terrified of what will become.
Yes, the change.
The answer lies where the question is asked. So, very exciting.
Yeah.
But as an individual, as each one of us begin to explore that, it really starts with that sense of internal identity and the awareness. You have permission, huge word, to create this for yourself.
Well, and the ability to not go away from the answer. So the answer lies where the question is asked. Don't leave the question.
Yeah, but like you said, I was getting frustrated. So in that point, you already left the question.
Exactly.
See, so you're already gone. So take a breath. Go, okay, it's there. I just need to find my space, in a manner of speaking, and stop thinking about it. Stop. It's there. It will arrive right where your question is.
It's there.
As soon as you arrive there.
Exactly. The answer's there. I'm not.
Exactly. So it's be nice to yourself. Give yourself a break. Allow, the other big, huge word, allow yourself to kind of re-arrive at where the question was asked. And you're going to be pleasantly surprised with the answer.